Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next fight. Making her way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Shay Kaminski.
And what an exciting second fight we have set up for ourselves here at CageZilla 82. Welcome back, everybody, as we welcome Shay Kaminski to the ring. Fighting out of Brunson's MMA and Fitness. This fighter is 20 years old and making their CageZilla debut. Staying at 5'4", 124 pounds, she is basically right on line with what we expect out of the flyweight division, but that doesn't necessarily mean she won't bring some fire to the cage in her own right.
You know what, Shay Kaminski, man, don't judge this girl by her cute smile. This girl is the sweetest girl. I interviewed her on the Get Wild, on CageZilla Unchained, excuse me. And, man, she is such a sweet girl, but when you dive a little deeper, she is very cerebral. She said she studied everything that she could find on her opponent, Reba, and she's been drilling and working with her coach, UFC legend Derek Brunson. I mean, I told her, I was like, who else has a UFC legend who's fought Israel Adesanya, Darren Till, Kevin Holland, the current champion, Dricus du Plessis? Who else has had a fight, a guy like that in their corner for their amateur MMA debut? I don't know anybody that, who can say that.
Yeah, it's quite the pedigree coming on into the ring, fighting off against someone with a lot of experience in her own right, so this should be an exciting one.
I'm really excited to see this young lady perform.
Good shit.
And her opponent, making her way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Reba Rodriguez-Torres.
Well, this is Reba the Queen Reaper, and if there's a major test to have here in CageZilla, this, I believe, is her brand. Coming in at 38 years old with a wealth of experience, fighting out of Atlas Wellness and MMA, she too stands about the same height, 5'2" versus 5'4" at 124 pounds, but notably remains undefeated here in CageZilla.
Yeah, the Queen Reaper. I would say demeanor-wise, maybe the opposite of Shay. She does not look nice. She looks like a mean girl. And when I talked to her about her winning the Bunchu title here at CageZilla, she normally when people talk about Bunchu, I was like, yeah, it's pretty violent. It's pretty, elbows, knees, little gloves. She's like, oh, I love it. And I was like, man, this lady is really made for fighting. She does some awesome stuff with, but you could tell, like, she does some awesome stuff with. She has a passion for martial arts. She does some awesome stuff with her martial arts gym and passes her knowledge along to the youth. And she really has a passion for that as well. So really, a really good person. She was telling us about her fight name, the Queen Reaper, and how it starts with a D-A because she's from Hawaii, and so it's from like they call it muck. And it's not about anything about her opponent. It's all about her defeating her own fears by getting in the cage. And so here as she embarks here inside the cage right now, I'm really excited to see Reba against Shay. This is a matchup I've been really looking forward to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla female flyweight division. It is brought to you by our friends at Southland Insulators, insulation expertise that you can count on, and Lindsay Automotive Group. You'll love it at Lindsay. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'4" and weighing in at 124 pounds, fighting out of Brunson's MMA and Fitness, she is making her CageZilla debut. It's Shay Kaminski. And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'2" and weighing in at 124 pounds, fighting out of Atlas Wellness and MMA with a record of 1 win and no defeats. It's Reba, the Queen Reaper Rodriguez-Torres. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds. It is brought to you by Southland Insulators and Lindsay Automotive Group, and your referee is Gabe Balajit.
Starting things off once again is Gabe Balajid already throwing himself to the ground in order to stop that first TKO of the night, Brent. So he's got his work cut out for him here. As you were talking about, this should be a quick one, a vicious one, and one that really showcases the strength of both of these fighters. Very excited to see this kind of matchup where you have experience and someone coming in, a certified killer from Buncho. I wasn't expecting that, versus Shay Kaminski, who brings that youthful vigor to the arena. And I love to see it start off with that glove touch, showing the respect between these two.
Wow, yeah, I'm really excited to see this fight. I mean, our first fight of the night here at CageZilla 82 was quick and exciting, and let's see what happens here.
Already?
Shay feeling her out, a nice inside leg kick. Ooh, nice right hand from the Queen Reaper.
Yeah, already close stance to start things off. So a very different texture to this fight from the first one that we saw on the night. A lot of those inside leg kicks and a lot of very aggressive posturing from both of these fighters. Almost looking like a little bit of Muay Thai training here. Lifting that front leg, trying to check some of these cheeks. And already, though, we are going to start seeing Shay interweave that with really solid shots upside the head of Rodriguez-Torres, who made it into trying to answer back a little bit more with a striking game instead of playing at distance.
Well, you can see right away that Reba is comfortable right here, just hanging right in the pocket. She's not afraid to take a shot. She's kind of walking her down.
Oh my goodness, a spinning back fist.
You see that double spinning back fist? Yes. Wow.
Starts it off. Right there we see Shay actually trying to break that pocket that you were talking about. Looking for that teep early on to get a little bit of space away from Reba in order to dissuade any more shots like that. And while those went off the guard, notably Shay is going to start feeling that over the course of these 3 rounds.
Yeah, well, you can see Shay with the good footwork. Look at that good footwork she's using. Nice inside leg kick. She's in and out. Oh.
Attempting to go for the leg pick. Immediately goes to midriff. Will be able to drive Reba over to the corner now. Up against the side, trying to look for a scoop. Unfortunately, exposes the face, and I love the fact that Reba has that fighting instinct, immediately getting shots on in against the guard. Will try to navigate now across in orbit around those hips, but it looks like right now it's very difficult for Shay to get the leverage she wants.
Well, you know, she trains under Derek Brunson, who's one of the... Look at that! Look at that!
And a jump to start things off. Already, arms across the neck here. Actually, Reba in quite a dangerous position, trying to keep those knees up in order to work as guard, and so far is succeeding in preventing Shay from going to full mount.
Yeah. I mean, Shay with a beautiful takedown there. Some great wall work, stuff that she said she's been working on with her coach, Derek Brunson, and something that he's very good at. She is in her corner looking right at her coach, Derek, and so what a good start for Shay.
And it does look like the call was stop trying to go for any kind of choke right now and just get the damage in while you're on top. We'll get a few hammer fists to the side of the head as well as the soft ribs. But now we are going to see a leg lock engaged by the side of Rodriguez-Torres.
Look at those
looking
body
for more.
shots.
Right now it's body shots on both sides. And so far, I think that Reba, even as she was taken down, is doing a great job of keeping the pressure off.
Yeah, I mean, Shay ultimately is getting some nice pressure there. Got her against the cage, getting some nice body shots in, scoring her points. Round is almost over, but hey, Shay made her point here that she is not going to be taken lightly just because it's her debut.
Yeah, and I think that as much as I'm saying Reba was getting a lot of value by playing defensively once that takedown came in, the fact of the matter is, Brent, we didn't see a reversal of it at any point, and it kind of feels like once you're brought to a standstill like that, Shay is just able to consistently demonstrate a lot of control in those situations, and so I think we're going to be seeing a takedown quite soon here in round number 2.
Right, yeah, it didn't seem like the Queen Reaper really had an answer, like you say, once she was on her back. She's got to move her hips. She's got to start working to get either a reversal, like you said, or stand back up to her feet. But again, we can't take away anything from Shay. She had some great top pressure right there in her coach's corner. I don't think she could have had a better first round.
Absolutely the case. I will say I think that firmly goes in favor of red corner, but now the question is, what is the answer? I don't think the Queen Reaper is totally outstripped on the ground game. I think it was just the nature of how that takedown came to be that we saw Reba struggle against a lot of leverage, right? The takedown took a while, but once it did, there's just no way out when you're pressed up against this cage side wall. So with that in mind, here in CageZilla, round number 2 of match number 2, I do think that if she could keep it on the ground a little bit more, there's a really solid answer that can come through from Blue.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, you know, if I was in Reba's corner, I would say you got to get those strikes going a little bit more on the feet. And if I was in Shay's corner, I would say, hey, let's do a little bit more of what we did in the first round. Let's get her to the cage. Let's drag her to the floor And let's put that exactly.
Already into the leg pick, will be able to get it, but immediately Reba trying to engage with those knees to prevent a mount from occurring. And once again, it looks like we're in a similar situation. The leverage that the Queen Reaper is able to get by pinning that leg and preventing orbit means that right now Shay is right back where she started. The question is, what damage can she get in? Right now, it looks like she has a bit more leverage across the head. Very high position versus the Queen Reaper, and that means that right now this is actually looking better for the red corner than even round number 1.
Yeah, I mean, right in the center of the cage, Reba's accepted guard, accepted bottom. She's not. She's got to work to get a reversal or something like that. Shay came out and got a single leg pretty easily at will, and so yeah, Reba's got to have an answer here. Nice reversal. She got to change the game a little bit. And on the other side, I hope Shay starts to be able to posture up and really score some damage here, because that's what she wants to do.
Credit to Reba for constantly navigating up
goes.
past the hips of Shay. Shay is going to respond with a flurry of blows across the head here. Reba definitely feeling a lot of pressure, and this is a draining position to be in, Brent. I don't know how the blue corner is going to fare if this continues on for another round.
Yeah. Shay getting some knees into the gluteus right there. And Reba really trapping that left arm too, so she can't really posture up like she wants to. But again, if you're there on bottom and you're just holding on, you're not winning.
One of the most memorable CageZilla bouts that I saw came from about 2 CageZillas ago, Brent, where we had a fighter, quite the weight advantage, just lean against his opponent for the entirety of all 3 rounds. And this is kind of the same thing that's happening here, but instead of up against the wall, it just comes from quick takedown, and Shay finds herself in a very stable position, even if she's able to get great offense on. I don't know how Reba reverses out of here.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, Shay needs to circle that arm out, get her right arm free. I think she'll be able to get some offense off. Not sure what Reba's strategy is here, other than scoring some little shots from the bottom, but I don't think that's going to win her this round.
At the same time, for as flashy as these knees to the gluteus are, I don't actually think that that's going to score super highly. It's not a lot of damage on an area that is oftentimes very absorptive of impacts, and so right now it feels like we're kind of in a deadlock as we have 30 seconds left in round number 2.
Yeah, I think Shay's working on getting that arm out, but Reba's got a heck of a grab there on that arm. But I think ultimately Shay's not really worried. She knows she's winning the round, winning the fight, and I think she might be just comfortable here scoring some shots.
Yeah,
wow,
I think that we
nice
saw
punches.
off of that bridge attempt there from Reba that, in fact, Shay's strategy here is to just bring things to a standstill for another round and demonstrate further control. When she herself goes up and bridges alongside Reba, it's not like you get a lot of damage, because now you aren't able to engage your knees or engage a lot of leverage, but it doesn't necessarily matter. Reba just is unable to find herself out of these takedown situations, and yet again, we see things in a position where I got to give that over to the red corner, and right now Shay, by being on top, isn't sporting a lot of damage coming out of that.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a battle of styles, I mean, Shay's the grappler, wrestler, with nice footwork on the feet. We saw some nice footwork from her. She said she danced, actually, competitive dance for the first 16 years of her life, and then she got into to MMA. So I was speaking to her. I said, man, that's kind of like opposite ends of the spectrum right there. You got dance and fighting. She goes, yeah, I love to fight. I was like, wow. I was like, usually people like either dance or fighting, not both, And
you clearly haven't seen Black Swan, because I'm going to tell you, Brent, there's a lot of fighters right there in the dance sphere. And I think that there is a lot of interesting dynamics that go into both. Both of them have this overarching strategy, this philosophy of, well, combat in one case, dance in the other, that I think is really radiating throughout a lot of what Shay's doing throughout the course of these matches.
Yeah, she's got great footwork, great movement on the feet. She showed in the first round. Second round, she came out. She was all business. Went for that takedown. Let's see what she does here. A little bit more of the same, or if Reba's able to implement a little bit more of her game plan. She's the expert in the Boon Chu, in the stand-up game. But look at Shay showing her dominance here.
Immediately going right back for a takedown. We saw a tag on the way on in. Reba at least able to get a little bit of damage, but once again, it's quick access to the hips, allowing for a quick dump, and yet again, Shay finds herself on top.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Like, what's been working for her for round 1 and round 2, she's back to it. She's in a half guard. She's pinning her down. She's got her against the cage. She's got her in her coach's corner. I mean, really, this is a girl we're gonna have to watch here in the CageZilla cage here in the
Oh,
flyweight
this is
division.
a lot of leverage. First time we've really seen this. Torsos apart, and now just arcing those shots over onto the head of Reba. Reba trying to navigate, but unfortunately just has less ability to run around because she's right up against the wall. Now, head pinned to the floor. Shay just looking for an angle in, able to get past that extended left arm of the blue corner, and thus, this may be the most dominant showing just yet.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, she's right in her coach's corner. She's looking directly right in Derek Brunson's eyes, and he's telling her what to do. I think if she postured up here and fired off 10, 15 punches, she could get a stoppage here.
I would agree with that. It just feels as if Reba is not able to employ the one effective defensive strategy that she had in round number 2, which is constantly move those hips up, prevent a mount from forming. And while right now you are seeing her able to kind of blade herself to the side where she can still run towards the corner, unfortunately, you're eventually going to run out of space, and Shay has demonstrated the patience to be able to sit in this position for as long as it takes. And so, as we are right up here on cage side, we see the push that Shay is making to get better leverage and, in fact, continue to put weight specifically on the neck of her opponent.
Yeah, I mean, and she's being smart. There's something that we haven't been talking about is Shay's been hanging out in half guard. And half guard's a position in MMA where it kind of traps the bottom person a little bit. A lot of people think half guard is like, oh, well, they got my leg trapped. Yeah, but I got their leg trapped too. And I can hold them down. I can punch them. You know, it's different than in side control where they can move their hips, they can get their knees to the fence, and they can work on getting up. She's got her in half guard, and she's not really worried there. Look at her getting some nice shots off there. Nice punches, nice elbows, keeping that pressure. Look at her. Wow, advanced.
Stand up on top, a lot of leverage right here. Go to get those shots you were talking about, Brett, right here to try to end the round.
What did I
20
say?
seconds, and there's the stoppage. Somehow out of nowhere, Shay Kaminski finds a new angle and her first victory here in CageZilla.
Hey, what did I say? If she gets on top of her, fires off 10 or 15 shots, the ref's going to stop it, and that's exactly what happened. I don't think Reba was... you know, I don't take her as a person who gives up or was you know, wanted the fight to be over, but you know, the ref is there to save people, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, there was just no way out of that is the problem. And that was another 20 seconds of blows that you would have to try to contend with if you want to hang till the end of that round. And so I love the fact that we're seeing this iterative approach, round after round, coming through from Shay. The takedown is working. Now the question is, how do you bring that to victory? And we saw the success right there at the very end, Brent. That is the entire calling card of someone at this level, what we're expecting to see out of someone with a long run here in CageZilla.
Yeah, no, I hope to see Shay back. I hope to see the Brunson team back. What an incredible fight. What an incredible strategy she had the entire time. And ultimately, what a debut. I mean, come on, what better debut could she have asked for? She got 3 good rounds of experience plus the finish. I don't know if it could have gone any better for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Gabe Balajit has called a stop to the action 2 minutes and 33 seconds into the 3rd round for your winner by TKO. Out of the red corner, it's Shay Kaminski.
And what an auspicious start here in CageZilla 82. 2 back-to-back TKOs. And Brent, I'm so excited for our next match. But before we get there, we got to throw it over to a quick break.
Like and subscribe to CageZilla.